Possum Patty here. It's May 8th and I'm nature journaling. And I'm really excited this morning because I hung these petunia pots up the other day, and this morning I saw my little hummingbird humming around the flowers. So I'm going to put that in my journal along with, come with me over here, this little bit of cuteness right here is a little hummingbird poo. So here's my nature journal page for May 8th. The temperature today was in the 50s, which is below average for this time of year. A little bit breezy on the Beaufort scale. It's a number 3. I was still thinking about the full moon, and this is the flower moon. The full moon in May is called the flower moon. So I drew my moon, but I put a big yellow zinnia in the middle of it because yesterday I was journaling about my zinnia seeds and the little packet pocket I made with my information card. So I still had the full moon and the zinnias on my mind today. So I started with my zinnia full moon here. And then I was excited to see the return of my ruby-throated hummingbird on the petunias. And to make my hummingbird look a little iridescent, I used these iridescent watercolors by Terry Madden. I don't know if you can even buy these anymore. My husband found these on eBay, part of a set of used watercolors about 10 years ago. And they are iridescent Newport blue, Blarney green, and Roman red. And I'm still using them after all these years to add a little bit of iridescent to my hummingbird. And of course I put my little hummingbird poo on the page. The first thing I did was sketch out the poo with this masking fluid marker. And then when this was dry, I just painted the brown over it. And then when the watercolor's dry, you take one of these gum erasers and you rub off the masking, and you've got the white of the page to be the little hummingbird poo. I did some research on the hummingbird, and I found out that the petunia is not really a great source of nectar for the hummingbird, but that nectar only makes up about 20% of the hummingbird's diet. The other 80% of his diet is actually insects and spiders. I did plant a trumpet vine in the front yard for the hummingbird, but it hasn't bloomed yet. So this is the red honeysuckle vine that the hummingbirds like so much. We put it in last year and it survived the winter, so it's coming back. And we're going to train it to grow up on this pole. And I hope it has lots of flowers for the hummingbird. And I'm also planting some red bee balm over on the side of the house where the soil is a little bit wet because I think they like moist soil. And this is one of my wet areas. And I'm in the process of making a little rain garden. So the rainwater should run into here, and I'm going to fill it with rocks. And I know it's a wet area. I have some video of me walking through this as a big puddle. And this is the puddle that has the sphagnum moss in it. And that's right next to a blueberry bush. So I'm going to be planting around in this area some plants that like the moist soil. And the first one that I put in is this red bee balm. And I've had this before, and I know the hummingbirds really love this red bee balm. So I went online to choosenatives.com website, and it says some other plants to get would be the cardinal flower, which is a bright red, and also the great blue lobelia. And all these flowers, the cardinal flower and the great blue lobelia and the red bee balm, all like acid moist soil, which is what I have in the yard. So I'm going to be out there doing some planting and making a hummingbird garden for my little hummers to enjoy this summer. But right now I guess they're going to have to spend some time eating a lot of bugs because there's not a lot of flowers blooming for them. Thanks for coming along today. Bye-bye.